Hi, I'm Sergeant speaking with Earthwalker Primitive. Today I'm going to go over with you real quick. Here is an improvised, very cheap, very inexpensive survival kit. Has many uses to it. It's filled with a lot of great stuff. Very inexpensive for you to go out and buy on your own. Stay tuned and we'll go over this here shortly. Hi, welcome back. I'm Sergeant speaking. What we got here, like I said earlier, we're going to be going over a really cheap, inexpensive survival kit that you can put together for yourself. This kit will be great to keep in your camper, in your truck, your vehicle, keep it on your ATV, take it out hunting with you, camping, even put it on your boat. Just something that has a lot of things together that are useful and very helpful if you're in a survival experience. Even if it's just a quick day camp, a night camp out, some great things that would be of good use to you to have. Good things that in a time of need or in a time of emergency, if you do find yourself stuck out in the woods for a night or stuck out on a beach somewhere, that will help you get through. Like I said, this is a very inexpensive, very cheap kit that you can put together. Everything here I got at a dollar store with the exception of 2 items. So it's a very, very cost-effective kit. Now when you're putting together these kits, one thing you want to keep in mind is multiple uses of your equipment. You want to pack stuff that is going to have more than just one use. The more uses you have out of one item, that's less items that you have to carry. So first thing I want to go over is, of course, the box. Now this box, you'll see when I put everything back in here, it's got plenty of room. I went a little big on the box just because in the future, if I got something I want to throw in there, I can put it in there. Or if I find things along the way when I'm out in the woods that could help me, I can go ahead and keep it in here. Plus it's large. I can store food in here. I can store water in here. I've got many uses out of just a simple box. Then of course, I got these 2 metal tins that I bought. These are metal tins. Now these things are great because if you have to build yourself a fire to cook food, you've got something that you can empty out the contents and back into your box and use these to cook your food. You can also use this to boil your water and to store food. So you got many multiple uses out of these tins, including what I have inside. I took one of these tins. This one I opened up and I put a lighter in it and a bunch of cotton balls. Now you can take these cotton balls and pre-soak them in Vaseline. And I went over that in another video, how you can use Vaseline soaked cotton balls as tinder, as emergency tinder, and also as candles in the woods. Put a lighter in there. You could even be a little bit more expensive. Put some, put a fire steel in there, a fire striker in there to help start fires. One thing I don't have in here that I would have in there would be some waterproof matches in a waterproof container. Alright, the next thing that I got in the can, like I said, I have another one of those tins. Very multiple use tins. Open this one up, and inside of this one I made this into a little first aid kit. Once I said though, like if you need to use this tin, you can always empty this tin into your bucket and use your tin for whatever you need. Inside the first aid kit here, spread this out, you can see that. A couple basic things. I got a bunch of gauze pads, always great to have in handy. Some surgical tape. I got some antibiotic ointment and fingernail clippers and tweezers. Basic items for some general first aid, some basic first aid. If you get any splinters, cuts, scrapes, neck stings, whatever, you can take care of them, keep them bandaged and covered up. I also have, for any of these bandages, the one thing I don't have in here is regular band-aids. You could always keep them in there too. But I also have electrical tape in another bag. It's a great way to cover up your bandages and make them waterproof. I also have in here super glue. Last ditch scenario you would want to use this, but it is very effective if you do have a deep cut, but you know you ain't going to be back to civilization in a while and you need to get that closed up. You can take this super glue, clean off your wound very well, get some antiseptic ointment in there, pinch it shut, take some of that glue, run that glue along that cut, and it will bond your skin together and start healing. Like I said, that's a last ditch emergency effort if you know you do have a serious cut or serious laceration you need to take care of. Next thing I have to go along with the fire starting kit, I also have a plastic bag here with some emergency candles. Again, these are cheap. You buy them 6 for $1 at any dollar store. Great to have along, especially if you have you can get to build a shelter, or if you're in a camp or something, run out of electricity, you need some light. You've got a candle there. Candles also hold a flame for a while, so you do have something that you can use to go out and light other fires. Inside that plastic bag I have a bunch of extra plastic bags. They're great to have for gathering tinder. You want to keep as you're out in the survival experience, you want to adopt that hunter-gatherer type of mode, that philosophy of always finding stuff you need, hoarding it, keeping on to it. So you have these plastic bags so you can find dry tinder, dry things to start your fire with. Keep them in a bag, keep them airtight, keep them wet. That way if it rains, you need to start a fire, you've got a dry way of starting a fire. Also, the bags can come in handy if you need to gather berries and edibles and stuff like that. You've got something clean that you can put some food in to help you survive. I also got in this bag here, like I said, I got that electrical tape. Many great uses for that, and some duct tape. Duct tape will stick to anything, very durable, very waterproof. It's always good to have. You never know what kind of fix you might need to do on something. You can put together tools and all kinds of equipment with duct tape. I also grabbed a couple $1 pack of bungee cords. Now I'm sitting on my poncho. My poncho also would have been in this box. It's rainy and wet today, so I'm sitting on it. But that would also be in this box too, which you could buy a $1 tarp or any kind of plastic emergency blanket, something like that. Something like that will wrap you up when it's wet or raining and keep you dry. Also, you could build a shelter, a quick lean-to shelter with it. Also threw the bungee cords in there just to help you with preparing a shelter. You can use that to string the tarp or the poncho between trees and make a shelter. Also went out and bought a cheap $1 flashlight, a backup flashlight. Always good to have, keep an extra light. Of course, you want to manage your resources and preserve your resources. So a battery flashlight's not going to last you so long. So that would definitely be used as a backup. If I really needed it, I would use this because the battery's going to die. You never know how long it's going to last. But it's always good to have a flashlight. You might be stuck out in an ATV or a boat, need to do some repairs. You've got a light that you can use to do repairs. Also, part of the first aid kit, I just went out and bought some ibuprofen, some painkiller. You never know, you get out in the woods, you get a headache, or you fall down and hit your head or something like that, you could injure yourself. Might need a little bit of pain medication. A little $1 bottle of pain reliever bought from a dollar store. I also got in here about 20 to 50 feet of rope. I forget how much it is, but you want at least 20 feet of rope, if not more. It's just a cheap bundle of rope. Rope has many uses. Tying off tools, tying off shelters. You need to make some primitive style tools. You got something you can use for lashings. You need to make traps and snares to catch food. You got something. Rope is definitely usable in 1,000 ways out in the woods. Next thing I got was just this cheap little beauty mirror. Bought this in the beauty section of the store. Just a plain old typical cheap mirror. Definitely can be used for signaling for help, tracking attention to yourself to be rescued. We'll have videos in the future about signaling for help and methods and ways to use mirrors and other means of signaling devices to attract people to your location. Next thing I have is, other than the top, if you open this up, this is a completely stainless steel water container. Great thing to use this for, obviously for storing your water, but you could also boil your water in this. It's not going to damage in a fire. You can put this in a fire. If you're in an emergency situation, you need to purify water out of a creek or a river. You can put this in there, boil it for 1 to 2 minutes, and it'll be completely potable and safe for you to drink. You could also use it for cooking food if you have to, but you definitely want some kind of water container, but one that can be put in a fire and used to cook or purify your water. Now, the only expensive part of this kit, the two things I added, one is a good, durable, good quality knife. You can buy cheaper models where you could have a favorite knife of your own or something you want to put in there, but you want a knife that you can depend on. Definitely make things a lot easier, being able to cut your cordage, process food, and many different things you'll need to do as far as field craft out in the woods. Another thing I put in there I always carry with me in the field is some sort of multi-tool. Multi-tools have hundreds of uses. They got plenty of tools in them. They got awls, they got saw blades, they got wire clippers, pliers. So definitely something that you want to have in your kit. So there you have it. Like I said, I think I spent maybe about $15 in this whole entire kit. It's a cheap kit. But it's cheap, very inexpensive, but very useful. Everything in it has multiple uses. Everything in it is great to have if you're in an emergency situation. Keep it in the back of your truck. You can put it in a smaller case. You can even put these in metal tins. That way you can also use the metal tins for cooking. however you want to do it. This will fit comfortably in my backpack. It'll fit underneath the back seat of my truck, in a boat very easily. Definitely something good to have. If you don't have the money, survival kits online or in stores can run anywhere from $20 to multiple hundreds of dollars for decent survival kits. I just wanted to give you something to show you that you can take very minimal amount of money and make a good working survival kit out of it. I started speaking with Earthwalker Primitivist. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something.